Okay, so first off, whenever you're going to, if you're going to open up a fan page, and the reason why I'm saying fan page is because you can do a fan page, you can do a business page. I kind of like the fan page aspect. Well, either whether you have a fan page or whether you have a business page, you can still market either one of them, where you can promote, what do they call it? Let's see, what is this here? The timeline ads or timeline feed. So right here in the timeline, you can see this isn't my fan page, but this is what they consider the timeline. All this stuff that goes down your page. So if we go to my fan page here, mine's here on the left-hand side. I can access mine, and what's cool about it is that only on a fan page or a business page is where you can see if I can get out of that. Okay, sorry about that. Anyhow, a fan page is where you can promote a timeline article or post that you do in a timeline, and when you do that, you can do it on a regular page, like a regular conventional Facebook page, just your regular personal page, but you can only do a boost on there, and it's a minimum of $7, and they don't really let you target it. I believe it's been a while since I've done one, but I believe that you can only target your exact people on your timeline or that are your friends, and so you can get away from that by doing a Facebook fan page. Mine, we've actually boosted. Rachel has a way where she runs some boosts for people, and so she does those for numerous people. If anybody's interested in doing that, I think Cheryl's taking her up on some of that, and she does it every once in a while for different people. So anyhow, that's why my page has like 30,000 likes on it, and I probably went a little too high. But a lot of them are overseas likes, and the reason why I went that high is because with the different languages coming out and stuff like that, I figured, this people from overseas, it's good for them to see it as well. If you're going to, if you were to use Facebook to boost a page like that, you'd be spending, thousands, probably several $1,000s to get it up there. But she's doing it for, really reasonable price, under, I don't know what that would have been, what we paid for that, but I would imagine it was $100 or so, maybe a little more. But anyhow, when we come down here, this is one of the posts I did last week, or a few days on the 15th actually, and basically I was just trying to drive people to the fan page, just to drive like-minded individuals, and I didn't really do a call to action on this one, but what was interesting about this is I boosted it to a couple different countries, and you can see I've got 96 likes, so 96, 97, 98, 99, so basically 99 likes, and then you can actually go in here and see your results, and you can see your targeting. You can see, let me show you, it's kind of interesting how this all works. So I paid $6, and I got 91 actions on it. It reached 1,500 people. It got 16 video plays, which is kind of low, and it got 10 like clicks, link clicks, and then 1 page like. And so basically, what's cool about this is you can go in and you can see, let's see here, you should be able to see, no, that's mobile news feed. Here we go, people, demographics. You can see the demographics of people that you're targeting. So in this case, I think I just targeted men on this one, it looks like. No, I've got men and women on here because it looks like we only had 4 women, 5 women at the ages, and it gives you the ages. So ages 25 through 34, we had 4 women and 28 men that clicked on it. And I think I did it from age 30 up, all the way up. And so what's unique about this, guys, is that when you advertise on here, you can say, okay, well, you can run a small ad like this, and you can say, okay, so for Tony Robbins, let me see if I can tell you exactly what I marketed. Doesn't say exactly. But anyhow, with this, I marketed people that like Tony Robbins, and I marketed, I used both of his names, Tony Robbins and Anthony Robbins, and then I think there was a couple other things that had popped up, like the Ultimate Edge or something like that. And so what it's looking like is the majority of people that clicked on this were male, and they were in between, these different ages here. And what's cool about that is when you go to remarket, now let's say if you did another post with Tony Robbins in it, but you kind of put a twist on it to where you talked about if you'd like to have some coaching to learn how to market online, click this link. Now what you can do is when you go to do your marketing, you can actually you can see here. Well, I didn't point this one out, but you can see 84% of men clicked on it and only 15% of women. So when you go to read, well, I'm going to market from people from 25 to 44, and I'm going to market, those type of people that are men that like Tony Robbins. So then your marketing efforts won't go, to the small pages, but for some reason women weren't interested in that. And then it looks like the people from 45 to 65, well, it looks like in 65 there was a little more interested, but you can see the majority were in these other age ranges here. And so what that does is it allows you to really fine-tune your marketing. And you can do this on anything. So if you get into specific niches or specific categories of something, you can really start refining your search on that. And so that's what's really good. And you can set a low budget, big budget if you want. This was interesting on my timeline here. I actually found a post that Richard Branson posted, and it was about mentoring. It was the importance of having a mentor in a business, and it was from Richard Branson's blog. Now, what's interesting about this is if you click on this, it's going to go to Richard Branson's blog. And so here's what's cool, guys, is that down here, I went ahead and I read through this blog, and I really enjoyed it. I thought, this is really amazing. And I had just read previously, actually I was studying, a few weeks before I read this, I was studying some information, I think it was on Steve Jobs of Apple Computer. And there was something I came across that talked about, it reminded me that, you should look for a mentor. You can find mentors in books like that. And I have talked to people in the past about, get a good book and study it. One of the things that you'll find is that, you know what it was? It was in the book that we read, that we went through, Psycho-Cybernetics, where they actually talk about that same exact thing. They say, get a book, and they say, study it for a month. And so I had recommended it to a few people, and so I thought, what, that would be a cool thing to do is put that on here. And so what I did was I mentioned it in the post, and I added a comment. So when I went and added a comment on Richard Branson's blog right here, it asked me, do I want to post in my fan page name, or do I want to post in my regular Facebook name? And so I thought, what, I'm going to post to my fan page, so then I'll drive people back to my fan page. So I posted this in here. I got 12 likes on it. I got numerous people commenting on it. And basically, I had probably, I don't know exactly how many leads I got out of it, but several people actually went back to my fan page, and they saw my description on my fan page. Let's go back there, and I'll show you that real quick here. Actually, on this fan page, what I did at the top was I put a vision of empowering others to escape job slavery, giving back time and freedom to develop into powerful leaders that believe, know, and act like anything is possible. And then basically down here, there's an About Me section, and it talks about how I'm a father and a husband that leverages the internet to live a life without limits. I'd like to show you how. Basically, real simple. And then I've got my work with Jameson.com here. And what people did was they came here, they saw my page, they clicked on this, they went to the opt-in page there and became a lead. And so if you guys notice, if you ever notice, Tony Rush if you have him as a friend or anything like that, he does a lot of commenting on blog posts. It's a really great, easy way to get people to get curious about you and to go and subscribe or become a lead or something like that. Or you'll even get fan page likes out of it, which is kind of cool. So anyhow, that's another way I did some marketing there is on Branson's page there, and you get some good quality. I got some good quality people coming out of that. I don't know if any sales came out of it, but as I was saying in the hangout we did last night, I believe it was, is that I've gone up to about 14 months or so where people have come into our funnel, and 14 or so months later they've become a sale. And so just keep that in mind. So then next we scroll down here. I think I talked about this one before, but this was one where I was talking about doing a video on my phone. Actually way better than editing. It's a lot easier to use than actually the $300 software I bought for my computer. So I just did a post about that. I put a picture together, and basically down here I used hashtags. Now the reason why it's good to use hashtags is because if you click this hashtag here, let's see, so I have working out, work, video, YouTube, coaching. So let's say we clicked on the coaching hashtag here. That's going to bring us to everybody that's hashtag coaching on Facebook. And so if somebody wants to say, well, you know what, I wonder if there's anything else that people are talking about coaching. They want to see what other people are talking about coaching. So they could click that hashtag, or put that hashtag in the search, and it'll bring them to a page that people have hashtagged that word coaching in. So that's the way hashtags work. They're kind of interesting.
Jameson?
Yes.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I thought to hashtag you had to have a Twitter account. You don't have to have a Twitter account?
No, you can do hashtags on Facebook now. Instagram does hashtags. And I think, from what I understand, I think Google's starting to recognize hashtags as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, what's cool about that is even like Colorado Springs, this post, if somebody was looking up Colorado Springs and they said, you know what, I want to go to Colorado Springs, I want to see what's there or whatever, and so they hashtag Colorado Springs, like this girl in here, she's in Garden of the Gods, you can tell by the image. But if somebody came across that, they could, they would see my post. So it's just another way to get your stuff out there. It's another way to advertise yourself, to get your message out there. It's hashtags work on Facebook now too. And I think that, to answer your question, Cheryl, too, I think not too long ago, Facebook bought Instagram. And when they bought I think it was a couple of years ago, actually, they might have bought Instagram, but it was shortly after that is when they started really recognizing hashtags. And so I know hashtags is a big thing on Instagram. So anyhow, you can see some of the hashtags I put in there: Gold's Gym, Briargate, working any business from anywhere. That one's probably not very searched. Join the new rich. That's a term from the 4-hour work week. So if you click on that, I'm sure a lot of people actually probably posted in there. Well, actually, that one's not showing up. It's kind of odd. But it's interesting. Sorry about that. I'm getting a call. So anyhow, that's another way to advertise yourself. You can see in here when I did this one, I actually boosted it out to people. I think it was people that liked Gold's Gym, because basically whenever somebody likes something in their on their personal page, Facebook indexes that, and then you can market to those people. And they're actually now they're starting to track people offline too, and so they're starting to be able to tell what sites people are going to offline, and kind of some of the different buying habits, and they're really getting advanced. I actually need to really probably brushing up even more on my Facebook marketing, but this is actually an easy way to do it. You can see in here too, this particular post that I ran, it looks like it attracted more men too, 65% men and 35% women. and then it shows the countries. I had the UK on there, Canada, and the United States. And you can see the most amount of people came from the United States. One of the things that's interesting, guys, if you want to, Rob's been talking to me about really wanting to market to different countries. And I'll tell you what, if there's a specific country that you want to market to, anything that you advertise outside of the U.S. is usually way less expensive than advertising here. So when you go through and you do your post, your boost, or your advertising, you can advertise outside of the U.S. usually a lot less expensive than you can here. See, I only spent $6 on this post too, and normally what I find is that you don't have to put a lot of money into these ads. I usually run like $3 or $4 at first to start, and then I'll run $1 or $2 on top of that because they really give you a substantial amount of extra views for as little as $1. And so I like to do some testing on it and see what works. You can always do some quotes. This is just a quote that I put together on an old Jeeping photo that I had. That was me down in Chokecherry in Farmington, New Mexico. But anyhow, that was kind of just an extra page boost type thing. I didn't really have any advertising on it as far as call to action, like running people to our business stuff. It's always cool to do quotes. Now, whenever you're going to do a quote, you can see this one doesn't have very many likes or anything on it, but that's because it looks like it reached 80 people. But the thing is that you can't really even boost something with too much text on it. Facebook only allows you to boost something with about 20% text. So if there's anything more than 20% text, they won't let you boost it. They'll send it back to you and say they can't do it. They won't do it. And so anyhow, that's just something to be aware of. I think I boosted this one, but I barely probably got away with it because, there's numbers and all kinds of different stuff in here. And this one had a call to action. What I did with this one is I drew people to a blog post that I wrote about RVing. And so, really, you can do this in a number of different areas. It's basically giving value to somebody. Whether it could be tips on anything. It doesn't have to be tips on, like we did RVing here. It could be tips on all kinds of different stuff. You could even take something that you learned out of the 15K formula or, one of the courses that you have back in the back office, and you can actually put that, on the web and say, hey, you know what, I've got some free tips in here, and you can share some of those tips out of there. That's one of the things is that reciprocity and giving back value is usually what draws people to you, and it can be about anything really. So anyhow, that's kind of how the fan page works. I'm just going to put that out there, and then if you want to, we'll go up here and let's see here, post boost. Let's see. Let me see if I can find one where I can kind of show you how the numbers work. So this one wouldn't allow me to boost it because there's too much text, but we could just look at a sample of how to do it here so that you guys can kind of get what you do in here. So here's kind of how it works, guys. Basically, you can boost to people that like your page. Normally, I boost people that don't like my page. It says people you choose through targeting, and the reason why I do that is because you want to drive people from around, from other areas of the internet to actually come to your page. I don't usually like to boost just to the page members. So particularly, you can see right here, this was Tony Robbins that I was boosting to before because that was one of the last boosts that I'd done. And you can see over here where it says interest. At that particular one, the first one I showed you up top, the Tony Robbins one, I boosted Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins, Ultimate Edge, and Breakthrough with Tony Robbins. And then it looks like down here that I had boosted to Australia, Malaysia, Portugal, and Russia. And so Russia, if you'll notice, a lot of the blog comments on the Empower Network back office, a lot of people out of Russia are starting to come in to Empower. There's a ton of people. Portugal, is huge. Portugal is where the Lazy Millionaire guys are from that are on Aaron Rashkin's team. That's going crazy over there. Malaysia is massive. And then Australia, the reason why I like Australia, guys, is because the amount of income per capita is super high compared to the U.S. There's a lot more. How can I say it? There's more household income per family inside Australia than there is here in the U.S. So, and it's substantially higher. So anyhow, I advertise to those different countries. You can see right there, Australia, Malaysia, Portugal, and Russia. And what you got to realize too, guys, is that English is widely known throughout the world. I've traveled to Malaysia. I've been to Malaysia before, and almost everybody there speaks English. They do speak Malay. I think it's Malay. And, you find other people speaking Mandarin and Chinese and different languages like that. But even, Malaysia is pretty close to Asia. What's unique about Malaysia is that they are the U.S. Patent rights are legally recognized there. So there's intellectual property is protected in Malaysia. And so if you look on the back of a lot of computers, you'll see that a lot of the parts were manufactured outside, like in China and places like that, but then a lot of them were actually manufactured in Malaysia. And so that's pretty interesting. So anyhow, Malaysia is a really good one. I think a lot of people that came from one of my last feeds came from Malaysia. So anyhow, let's move on. Maximum bid. So right here you can see at $200, if you were to spend $200, they would push 27,000 people. That's the estimated reach to your page. So what's cool about this is you can highlight this and you can say I want to spend $2. So right there it starts recalculating, and a few seconds later, computer's going slow. Okay, for $2 it'll get that out to 560 people, or 15, all the way up to 1,500 people. And so what's interesting is if you run this now at like $2, which this wouldn't run because there's too much text on that, but if we were to run it and it got approved for $2, it would go for 560 to 1,500 people. Now, once it goes and uses up that $2, what's going to happen is they're going to come back and they're going to say, would you like to promote this again? And normally what they'll do is that number will usually double. So they'll say for another $2, we'll let you promote to 1,000 people. And it's weird the way they do that. I don't know why they do it or how they do it. It's probably an algorithm that they run, but it always works that way. If you boost something for $2 or $3, you can always come back through and boost it for $2 or $3 more, and it will be double the amount of people you boosted to before. Double or triple that. They're estimating it reach even more. So anyhow, that's kind of a cool thing. So basically up here, I mean, you can edit the audience here. So you can come up here and say, okay, well, I want to edit this audience or I want to change it. So let's say, let me see here, edit. Oh, okay, here we go. So if you were to once you already run a post, the next post that you run, it's going to ask you, do you want to run it? Do you want to boost it to the same people? So in here you can say, okay, no, I want to create a new audience. You can choose from other audiences. These are some of the other audiences I've made in the past. So you can say I want to create a new audience, or I want to modify the existing audience, but let's just create a new audience for demonstration purposes. And we'll come in here and we'll say, okay, you can go to countries, states, or provinces, or cities. So guys, that's really cool. You can zero this down all the way to a city. So if there's a particular post you want to put out there, and maybe there was an event that's happening in your city this weekend, or you wanted to run an event, or you wanted to get it out to people in your particular area, you can do that right through here. So you can go countries, and a lot of times mine are kind of broad, so I go countries, but you can zero it down to whatever you want. And then all you do is you just start typing in here, you start typing in and countries start coming up. So you got Australia, you can do the UK or the Ukraine. Look, the Ukraine's in there, United Kingdom, the UK, You've got all kinds of different ones, and you can just keep adding to this if you want. So, you could even go like, Uganda, the UK, the US Virgin Islands, all these different ones. And then you pick your age range. I want to run it, like my last one, it seemed like the age 25. I like to go higher 20s. I don't know why. I just like going high 20s for some reason. So anyhow, and then you can go, you can change this to different ages in here too, and then you can pick men, women. Most of my posts looks like men are attracted to them for some reason. So anyhow, you do that, and then here's what's cool is you can push interest. So, like before we were talking about Tony Robbins. So if you go Tony, you've got all these different people in here: Tony McCarroll, Tony Robbins, Tony Romo, Tony Hawk, skateboard dude. So anyhow, you can pick all kinds of different people. You can even pick, let's say, cars maybe, for instance. So Lamborghini, you can pick cars, people that are interested in cars. You got Lamborghini Diablo, all kinds of different stuff. I wonder if, let's see. See, even construction's in here. You can market to just about anybody you can think of on Facebook. And what this does is it just goes through, it looks at their likes and interests, and it markets directly to those people. And you got to think about it this way, guys. Think about Google, for instance. When Google whenever you type in something into Google and a paid ad shows up on the top of Google search engines, what Google's trying to do is they're trying to give the customer the best experience possible. And so the more you can have your ad targeted to that customer to where when they see it, it resonates with them. And you want to do that in your ad. You want to think about what you're talking about, the different age groups that you're working in, and you want to relate that so that your ad is congruent. And what I mean by that is that everything is kind of in line. The more you can get things that are in line with each other, the better your results are going to be in the long run. And so this is a great way to advertise. It's inexpensive. It's easy to do. I like doing it. You can play around with it. You can do different things. The only thing I do guard against is that you should use an outside landing page if you're going to market on Facebook. I use the Megaphone app that it's called Megaphone app if you look it up on Google. But it's a landing page software that Vic recommended in the internet traffic formula. And it works good. It's super, super easy to use. You can get in there and literally change stuff in seconds. And I think I showed that in one of the videos where you can get statistics and all kinds of cool stuff in there that tell you where all your stuff's coming from. So anyhow, you can put likes and interests in there. Now, add an audience. Now, I think, and I haven't really used this too much, but I haven't used this at all. But you can, let me see here. I believe, I'm not sure exactly how to use this, but I know you can set up custom audiences, and you can market to your list. So you can enter in an email list into Facebook, and you can market directly to your list. And I believe that there's some information in the internet traffic formula that shows that Chris Record put together. And there's probably other places online that show it too. If you just put in there market to set up custom audience on Facebook. Set up custom audience on Facebook. There's probably dozens of trainings out there how to do it because it's a pretty popular thing. And so I should be doing this. Actually, let me take a note of that because I need to set that up. Custom audience. Okay, so that's something I would definitely recommend because I'm actually going to start implementing that, because what's cool is that people from your list, they've been getting emails from you for a while, and now all of a sudden you can actually market directly to those people, and they'll see you all of a sudden pop up in their Facebook feed. and it's only costing you a couple bucks. And to me, it's almost easier to do that than it is to do an email broadcast. I mean, you can do an email broadcast, but to do this, I mean, it takes a few seconds, and you don't have to go in there and pick times or anything like that, or approve it and then check your links and all that kind of stuff. You can actually just go into Facebook, and once you put it in there, your link looks right, and you just do a quick ad and send it out. So anyhow, you can do that in there. Basically, I mean, that's pretty much it. You can tell boost this page for a day. You can boost it for as long as you want. And I think I usually just do a day, but I think what it does is it kind of draws it out. If you want to put $5 or $10 into there, and you say, hey, draw it out for 5 days, it's going to evenly split stuff up for you. So anyhow, that's something to keep in mind. But basically, guys, that's what I really like about Facebook marketing. This is cool too. You can actually see on here, this is how it looks in the desktop, and then this is how it looks in the mobile newsfeed. So somebody looking at it on a phone is going to look at it like that. So that's kind of cool. You can see, okay, well, that's what my ad's going to look like in the phone format. So anyhow, guys, I think that's pretty slick. To set up a fan page, all you have to do is you go up to this little caret up here, this little down arrow, and it should say create a page. So right down here, you've got create page, and you just go in here and you can set up a local business or places. You can set up a public figure. That's what a fan page is. It's considered a public figure or artist. You can do entertainment, brands, products, company, organizations, institutes. Normally, I would recommend doing a fan page, business, public figure, or I think what in the past we've done the companies or institutions, because I think that's what we've done in the past is that one there. So let's see here. What else was I going to show you? And once you do, you just go through and you set it up like a basic page after that. You go through and you just set up the little details there. I'm just going to show you guys one more thing here that I thought was pretty cool. Let's see, what was it? You know what I should do is pull you guys out and see if you have any questions. Let's see here. Let me unmute Russ.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
There, yeah.
I just unmuted myself. Okay.
Oh, cool. No, I just wanted to pull you guys out and see if you guys had any questions on any of that, or if it was confusing, or.
Well, how fast you went was confusing, yes, but I have training on how to set up a fan page, which it doesn't seem like it's very hard. I never have, but I'm certainly going to do that now. It's obviously Facebook is a great place to get rolling on. So definitely going to set up a fan page. Yeah, I'll do that very shortly, and I do have training on that on all that, like we were showing us.
Nice.
Like, in depth and how different countries and all. I have training on that, so
nice. I
can just bring that up and then really set myself up, and then
Facebook is pretty reasonable, really. And I mean, I noticed if you get the right knack, the right combination to it, it flows. I mean, it really does. And there's a lot of good training out there on how to use it. I like it because you can do some split testing with it. You don't have to go and pump a ton of money into one thing and then hope it's going to work. You can put $5-6 in it, maybe $10 into it, and if it works, then start scaling up. Like when we did the internet traffic formula, I should have scrolled down and showed you that, but I did a couple different ads for the internet traffic formula, and I think I ended up sinking about $200 into it, and I think to date it's probably made us around, I don't know, $1,700 or so. So I mean, that was a pretty good little little one. It could have been a little better, but there's there's just stuff like that.
I like when you showed that when you say you put your first advertisement in like $6 or whatever, and then they ask you to do it again, and then it will actually it'll boost you a lot higher. Like it'll give you way more views. Yeah, I like that. And if you continue to do that, like say on a regular basis, like maybe not heavy into the money or anything, just keep doing it on a regular basis, and I mean that can really add up.
Yeah, well, what's nice, you can actually, what I like to do is I like to post one and then maybe put something that's not related in between, and then post something else and kind of stagger them a little bit. But what's cool is that you could have 6-7 different things on there and have every one of them boosted at $1 or $2, and they're all working for you at once. And so I know Rob just got his back together to where he's advertising on Facebook now. I don't know how he did it, but he's back doing it. But I would definitely recommend doing a landing page that is not a duplicated landing page whenever you're going to do Facebook. And actually, if you don't have Megaphone, or if you're not using something like that, you can actually put together a landing page in GetResponse. Russ started doing some yesterday, and he actually sent me a couple images of the ones he did, which I could probably just show you from my phone here so I don't have to go off screen. But I thought they were pretty good. Watch, this is one of them. Let's see, here's another one. Let's see.
But just off GetResponse?
Yeah, off GetResponse. This is actually one that he put together from GetResponse.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Huh?
Yeah. He just wanted to GetResponse and put together one, and then he put a thank you page together too. And that was his thank you page. They actually let you put a video in it, which is cool. So I mean, you can do those from GetResponse. You don't have to spend the money on Megaphone if you don't want to right now. Megaphone, we do pay, I think it's $50 a month for Megaphone. But I like it because it's easy. It has statistics in there. You can change stuff. If you want to duplicate a page, you hit this one button and it just duplicates it, and you retitle it, and you've got a whole new page that's the same one you had before, and that's how you can split test those as well. But yeah, I mean, Megaphone, GetResponse has a way to do them in there too. So
I know Mike Hobbs came up with a video of. I didn't go on to it. I watched the video, but I didn't actually click on to what he has. It's about getting a funnel, like putting a funnel together.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys watched it or you didn't, or.
I haven't. I haven't watched that one.
Yeah.
I got. I know when I started really. I've known 6 or so months, maybe 7 months. I've never really gotten.
So what are you doing? Just using? You're using. What are you doing? You're like you're maybe getting your own landing page, and then you're using the system after that.
Yeah, I've always just ran people to the system, I guess we used. At one time, we were using Simple to Advertise because you could put some custom pages in there, but it wasn't really custom. You couldn't really customize them. The only thing you could do is put a video in. But now, what's nice is you can put a simple landing page together, or like a little lead capture page, and then instead of sending somebody to a thank you page, instead of having to make your own thank you page, you can send them to the pre-sale page and put a video on it if you want. And that's all I'm doing right now. I'm just sending them to the pre-sale page after my lead capture page.
Okay, so you do a landing capture page first, then the pre-sale. Okay.
Yep. And then I'm sending them to the pre-sale. Yep. Go ahead, Rach. And that's what I was going to point out too, is that we've only been doing them for maybe the last 6 or 7 months, really. I mean, really seriously putting landing pages together. But before that, I mean, we weren't really doing them. And when I started going through Vic's training, the internet traffic formula, that's one of the things he said is to stand apart, is to do your own. And what I find is that when you do your own and it's connected to a fan page, the results are really good because people are coming on the fan page, they're seeing you, and it's congruent with your landing page. And then if you have a pre-sale video, a video on the pre-sale page, everything tied together, it's congruency after congruency after congruency. And really, that's the trick of this whole business, is how congruent can you be through the funnel to where people aren't getting lost. The second people get lost, there's a saying, a confused mind does nothing. And so the second people get lost or confused, that's when you start seeing hang-ups and stuff. And that's when your conversions go way down. You can make one small tweak to where it's that much more congruent, and all of a sudden your conversions could double or triple overnight. I mean, it's literally seriously that simple. I remember when we first did, when I first started doing video, and I put a Solivay video out, and it's one that's made me, in upwards of $36,000. But that video, I put it out, and I thought, man, it's getting a lot of leads. And then I had just like a regular Empower page that wasn't really congruent, and so I started looking through the Empower pages, and I found one that said something about learning how to market, and so I put that Empower page about marketing on there. It was about these 3 weird tricks, teach you how to market, and as soon as I switched that page out, my conversions, like I started getting, 10, 15, 20, 30 leads a day just from switching out that page. And I was like, oh my goodness, and then I started playing with some of the wording before the link to the video, and that even increased it. And so, I mean, it's just all those little small tweaks. The more congruent it is, the better your opt-ins are going to be, the better your sales are going to be, everything.
So on your landing page, like your own personal landing page, you have a video on that landing page, and then you go to the pre-sale page after that, or also your fan page.
My landing page, I can show it to you real quick. Let's see here. Share screen again. This is my landing page here. Not loading for some reason. Hold on. Let me refresh it. Here we go. This is one I made in Megaphone. I took a picture. Oops. I took a picture that up in the mountains when we were up snowboarding last year, or actually this year, the beginning of this year. And what I did was I took some content that came from Frank Kern and some stuff I learned from Vic. And so basically if we just dissect it, I put, let's get you on top, and would you like me to personally coach you how to make money and time freedom for free? So basically the reason for that comment right there is because when they get into the system, I actually call them up and I do a free coaching call with them. So whether they got the $7 trial or whatever, I'm basically giving them a free coaching call, personally giving them a free coaching call. And so that's why I'm saying, how would you like me to personally coach you how to make money and time freedom for free? So I mean, it's and basically, I mean, I should probably change it out with the system we have in here, and probably put risk-free instead of for-free. But I haven't done that yet. I'm thinking about changing. For the first time, I revealed my entire system. And so the reason why I'm saying that is because it's my system that I basically have resale rights to the resale. So I've got that. If you like what you see, simply follow the steps. These steps to set up your personal one-on-one call.
Okay,
and so, go ahead.
When you're saying I reveal my entire system, you're talking about the iPass system.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And the reason why
it is our, I guess, because we're part of it. Yeah.
I'm just taking like personal ownership from it.
Yeah, and you're absolutely allowed to. Yes.
Because it's I guess if I was showing it someday, I would say, this is my system that I use. This is my system that I use. It's not really, I didn't create it, but I have the rights to resell it because I'm an affiliate marketer basically of the system. So I mean, there's some stuff in there that's, I guess it could be a little questionable, but
not really, because that is a system you're using, and you put your due diligence in it, and what we all have, and
yeah,
and it is our system. It's to use. I mean, it was given to us on pretense that we're to use it to market, and because we have our time, energy, and finances in it, it's ours too.
Yeah, so that's kind of the way I saw it. So then, down here, if you like what you see, simply follow the steps to set up your personal one-on-one call. And so basically the way I'm seeing that is that they come through, they watch my pre-sale video, and then they watch a video that explains to them that if they want to take a trial for $7, that they can go ahead and take the trial. And so now if they like what they see, all they have to do is follow the steps. They follow this. The next step is to get the $7 trial and to start going through the system, and then I will call them once they get the trial. Once they get through, basically we send them out a private message and we say, hey, once you get through all 5 steps, we're going to give you a call. And so that kind of gets them motivated to go through the next 5 steps. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And then basically I got all this stuff down here is basically that I took from Frank Kern. I put my own twist on it, but you guys are welcome to use this stuff too. It says, and then when we talk, I'll work with you collaboratively to set up an immediate actionable plan. And so basically what that means is when we talk to them, I'm going to tell them, well, hey, what did you think of the system? What have you liked best out of it? Okay, well, the plan is to make sure you go through the system, understand the profit maximizers, and I ask them how much money they want to make, and then basically if they're wanting to make $3,000 to $5,000 a month, I say, well, okay, well, if you get set up with the profit maximizers, right now you could be eligible to make around $2,200 a month, or not a month, but off of your first sale. Actually, I think it's lower than that, but since they're going to be changing it. Anyhow, I say, you can make around $2,000 a month. So if you want to make $3,000 to $5,000 a month, that's only going to take you, either 2 to 3 sales to do that. And so if you're set up with your profit maximizers, but I tell them, make sure you go through the system and, get yourself set up, and then start following the steps. And if you have questions, the coaches are there to help you. We're here to help you. And we just help them move forward.
Yeah.
So we say about setting up an immediate actionable plan that fits them, that fits you. If you enjoy our conversation and get value from it, then we can discuss working together long term. Enter your best information below to start now. So basically, if we go through there and they say, yeah, I do want to make that much money. I really see the value in the system. Then I say, okay, well, get going on this, and, welcome to the team. And once you welcome them to the team, we're going to start work, and they get all the benefits of we're starting to do more hangouts and stuff like that. And, Rachel and I try to work real closely with everybody, even with our team members. If you guys need help with every once in a while somebody will call me and say, hey, I need to welcome a new person. Can you do it for me? I don't have time today. I'll hop on the phone and welcome the new person for them. They've got coaches inside there, depending if they're using the coaches or not. But basically, guys, that's my page there, and it gets pretty high opt-ins. For some reason, it's not loading properly on here. That thing should move with it, but might be because we're on the Hangout. But anyhow, I mean, that's basically what I've got and what I've been using, and it's been converting pretty good.
Well, I like the way it's congruent. Just the fact that you're standing on top of a mountain, you know, and you're saying this.
Yeah.
You know, that's it works good like that. Yeah, it's congruent. Like you said, it has to be congruent. Let's get you on top. You're standing on top of a mountain. You know, like it's pretty much anyway.
I probably wouldn't have put that for any other picture, but like you said, when I was on the mountain there, I thought, you know what? Or after when I started building this page, I thought that's kind of cool a little tagline.
It is.
But anyhow, I mean that's mine. That's what I put together, and in Megaphone, I mean it's literally. Let me see if I can log in there real quick. So this is Megaphone, and this is a copy one that I made of that same page. And I mean, this is how easy it is to do, guys. I mean, you can go in here, and all I do is you hover over it, and it turns pink. You click on it, and it automatically on the left-hand side here, you can edit anything you want in there. And then over here, actually, you have to save it. And then over here, if you want to edit the top, you just click that. And then on the left-hand side, you can go and edit whatever you want. You save it. You set up your custom integrations or your form integrations, which is integration to Aweber or whatever you're going to be using. You go into here, and you pick what you're wanting to use. We just have Aweber in there right now. And then down here, the mailing list. We have a bunch of different mailing lists that we've done throughout the last 3 years, and so I picked that. My Work with Jameson mailing list. You can say if you wanted to collect their name, I have it collecting their name since it's more personalized. And there's even Spot here looking for other languages. But what's cool about this is once you save this, I mean, you can go in here. And this is a copied one that I made not too long ago for One Viral Blog, which is an old URL I had that was out on the internet. So I just attached this to it. But you can look at statistics for this one, and I don't even know. Yeah, this one's only had a few views. I just didn't set this up not too long ago. So this one doesn't have any signups yet, but you can see it tracks everything in here. So when it starts working for you, it'll track it. So anyhow, there's another one right here, which you can see. Let's see if this one has statistics. So this one had 1 view, 1 sign up, 100%. That one's probably a test. And I'm not even sure if I have that attached to anything. Let's see, hold on. RV Living free training system works. I think this is one I set up for Facebook and I haven't really used yet. But I usually go through and test everything. You can run tests on this stuff and just to make sure everything's going through properly. But anyhow, I mean, those are some different pages we put together, and they're fast. They work efficiently. You know what? This one probably. Let's see this one quick. This one's had 83 views, 29 signups, 34% conversion. It's saying the biggest age group is 55 to 64, married, single. So married is the biggest group out of here. So anyhow, I mean that's Megaphone. They're always making constant changes. There's all kinds of templates you can pick from. You just go in here and you pick which template you want to use, and then you just go through their little process there of how you want to do it. They even have webinar templates in here, and they have all kinds of stuff. Launch templates, premium, training, where you can put videos on them. So anyhow, that's just a sample of Megaphone right there. I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and let me go back into here. So anyhow, I just figured I'd show you that real quick.
Yeah, that is interesting for sure. Oh.
But yeah, it looks like Rachel put the link to that in here, but that's not the only thing. The only thing kind of a bummer about that one is it's not an affiliate program. So the as you start getting a team, there's nobody can really sign up to it, but it's all right. It works pretty good. I know there's a couple other programs out there I've been looking at that may take the place of Megaphone. I've seen some that have. I'm looking for one right now that I can integrate a webinar platform on, and I know Empower came out with one not too long ago. So they're teamed up with the company that's doing them. So I need to test on that. But I'd like to get a webinar platform to where we can do our Hangouts on them. You guys can invite your team to them. They'll be already connected to you, kind of like what Tony Rush was doing, but something that we could use as just a team. So I know there's some software out there. I just need to figure it out and get that going fairly quick so we can start leveraging that. But other than that, guys, I mean, I hope that helps a little bit.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Yes,
So.
And I've been doing fan pages, and you taught me some stuff.
Nice.
So I've kind of been holding off on doing iPass and Empower until I got comfortable with the matting and framing and Monovis. So and I'm now pretty comfortable with that. And you showed me some stuff, so I think it's going to help us to move forward on that part.
That's awesome, man. And what's nice about that too is, I mean, like you guys have other businesses too, and it's great to even experiment on those other businesses, and you know, that's what I like about this whole industry is really you're learning stuff that you can use just about anywhere. I mean, we were watching a Frank Kern webinar tonight, and he was talking about he does a lot of high-end consulting, and what he'll do is he'll go into companies and he actually offers them to help increase their sales, and he collects a monthly income from them for working directly with them for increasing their sales. And so, I mean, that's always even an option out there, even down the road, if you ever want to even leverage that, or I mean, it's something you could teach your kids to leverage. It's just the information that we got here is so priceless. There's so many opportunity with it. You know, there's so many ways we could help people. And I think with this new blogging platform that comes out, we're going to see a big influx, and I'm hoping I should probably message in and see if I can talk to Jay Cron about it, but I hope that they put some funnels together that are geared towards network marketing, that are kind of geared towards business as well, where you can just, you know, do some advertising towards businesses. And then, you know, they can come in, they can use the platform, and, you know, you could develop a relationship with them, and then you could break it to them later. Hey, if you want to sell this, we have a whole affiliate program with it as well if you'd like to leverage it. But I think that would be a great way to bring people in, and I think, you know, there's so many different ways you can market this. It really is. That's why we like it so much. I mean, it's kind of a cool way to do it. Yeah, that's gonna open up a whole new world of marketing, and because if you can imagine, I mean, when we had our business, if you were to come in and say, hey, I've got a blog that's going to outrank your YouTube channel, or not your YouTube, your regular website, you can add to it from a phone. You can put content on it at, you know, super easy. It's not going to take you anything to put content on it, and it's only going to cost you, you know, $25 a month. And if you want to learn some training in there, you know, they could buy the maybe they'll put the Blog Academy in there, and you know, if you offered that to a business, I would take them up on that right away, because they would. I mean, you get training with it, and you could. I mean, I could have one of my secretary go in there and learn the training, and then manage the blog platform for me. That'd be a no-brainer. I mean, $25 a month was nothing when we had. I mean, for a business, it's literally nothing. I mean, you take that out of the register and go to lunch.
It's right off.
Yeah. I mean, I would donate more than that, you know, to somebody coming in, you know, asking to go on a high school trip or something. I mean, it wasn't. That's nothing for business. And so, can you imagine? You know, you get some businesses under your belt, and then you bring in some more people on top of that, or you teach other people how to even get more businesses. I mean, it's a simple thing. And what's the cool thing too is that Google is really, from what I've seen, Google is really starting to do geo-targeting, where they're, you know, I'm getting a lot of ads since we moved up to the Springs. Just in the last few months, I'm seeing more and more local ads through Google and through like YouTube and stuff like that, and I think they're really starting to geo-target more. And so just that alone is going to be a big incentive for people. But other than that, guys, I mean, I kind of wanted to go over the Facebook stuff, like I said at the beginning of the call, because.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully.
Yeah, thank you, James. Thank you guys for putting these on, and definitely. I'm definitely going to get right into my fan page now, because I'm terrible on Facebook to start with. So I try to figure things out, but I figured it out. Yeah. But I know that's where it's at, and
there's a lot of people there, and you can definitely the targeting is pretty awesome, and especially like I was saying during the presentation there, I wrote down that I'm going to learn how to do the custom audience, because I really think that custom audience, being able to target people that are already on your list and having your stuff in front of them on Facebook while they're already on Facebook, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're saying like my Weber list or my Get Response list.
Yeah, you can import.
You can actually, all of a sudden, you're going to be on their Facebook.
Yep, that's cool.
Oh wow, yeah, that is, yes.
So if you're like me and you have a hard time, every time I have to do a broadcast, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to do a broadcast. I don't know. I just have a hard time with them. Rachel can knock them out.
You're having that kind of trouble now.
Well, I'm super slow at typing, man. I'm like, like one finger. And
that's
so
the
I
only
always
thing in
have.
School.
Huh?
That's the only thing I have in school.
That's the only thing you learn?
Besides phys ed.
Oh, yeah? See, I didn't take any typing classes. I don't think they had any in Alamosa.
I had to. It was forced on me.
I wish I would have.
You were actually out of that age range.
Was I?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, you should have seen a typewriter I learned on.
Oh, it's typewriter. My dad used to have a typewriter.
Yeah, you were raised with computers.
You used to have to catch the return thing on it, or it'd fly right out the end. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, I'm good for tonight. That was awesome. That was a really good hangout. I really appreciate these hangouts, and I take notes all the time, and I'm going to make things work. So, awesome. I'll be ready for the next one. Okay. Yep.
All right. See you guys.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Yep.